We currently have a player on a winning streak. We currently have a player on a winning streak.
Welcome! Manny Rose here.
Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
You gotta do this. Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with a projectile. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Tons of drive and health to work with. Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. Denies the attack, and parrying attack like that is risky, but the reward is the drive gauge building up. Both players have near empty super art gauges. Whoever can build theirs up first may have a big advantage here. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Grabs him, takes a trip. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Nails the overdrive arrow kick. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Player 2 can't use any more drive without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Hands it from above. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Jumps? Who's going to start things off? Got their eye on the air. They just said, get that jumping out of here. Drive rush to keep it going. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The super art? That's not gonna hit. 6 experiencing burnout. Knockdown, and the path to a win looks very tough here. And I don't know if they can hold out. Shows a medium kick. Chin right kick for a mix-up. Zones with the fireball. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Baits out the low kick. Are we gonna see if they're recovered? KO. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jumps in. Both fighters drive rush to keep it going. Knockdown, and their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Drink level 4 and now a full house to play with. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Oh, here we go. Impact squat. Meets them in air. Swagger punch. All a minute. What now? This is gonna hurt. Player 1 with the rhythm owning that space. A real test of nerves here. Rushes in. And dumps them. Player 2 made some smart.
The featured player's win streak has been stopped.
Here comes a new challenger.
gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Gotta do this. Come on. This will be a good fight. Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Stands firm and blocks the drive.
Not so bad.
Decides to go in with the target combo. No good up high. The drive impact nets them a sweet punish counter. Trips them up. Almost had it, but it gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Getting into the end game now, it's getting tense. Got their eye on the air. Gets Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Shoots off a fireball up close. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Barely blocks the jump-in. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage, drops him hard. This can lead to some big damage. Brushes that off and keeps going. This is a bad situation to be in. Game's willing to risk it for the overdrive. Get flatlines on. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. They are like crowns them from above. A huge punish counter right in the opening seconds of this round. Drive impact misses. Handle with care. You can't drop drive impact. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. They've got about half-life left. Chuck the fireball to continue their hold over their zone. Nothing stops this train. Somehow manages to block the jump in. The drive impact doesn't work. What's next? What are they gonna do? With super arts into play, it's really anything goes at this point. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Perfect execution with the anti-air. It is over! Player 1 clinches the win! But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Close range projectile. The drive impact is denied. Medium kick. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Blocks the jump in. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Trips them up. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Player 1 heats it up with a combo into super. They just went for it with that super. This may be the start of their counter-offensive. Knockdown. The jump-in is denied. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Jumps up. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 chases them down. Closing moment, big low attack to pick up the win this round. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes for the jump in to start. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Closes the gap. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Going in, hits them with a stop and pop. This may be it. Steals back a chance. Pokes with a medium kick. Drive gauge gap here. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Experiencing burnout. Player 2 catches out the cage right there. This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life out, but also their nerves. Player 1 can't use any drive tools. Gotta play it safe. Turns out. Oh my, what a finish! Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
We currently have a player on a winning streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Player one with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Are they trying to slow down the pace with the projectile? Weighs on the pressure with the projectile, throwing on even more pressure with the fireballs. Shows the overhead. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Their super art gauge is running on empty. That's going to be a big factor in how this match plays out. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Neither of them willing to back off here. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Spends the gauge for the drive reversal. Spends some drive gauge on the reversal. Were they baiting them into that? Flashes them. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Creates an opening with the low heavy, knockdown, and what a reaction to go air to air. Jump, drive gauge gap here. Big opportunity coming. Both fighters planning something? The low kick hits. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Player two can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. What are they gonna do? No! Critical art now? Throws them. Can they use their resources wisely to pick up the win here? Meets them air to air. The drive gauge is screaming for more attention. Flatlines them. Player one is a force to be reckoned with. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that rundown. Zones with the fireball. Parries the projectile. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? All right. They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. What are they thinking here? Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Gets them. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes for the jump in to start. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Goes low. Their life is hanging by a thread. Perfect KO. They were in full control there. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Gotta do this. Come on.
Let me have some fun.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Good anti-air. Knockdown. Player one chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Player one has them legit shook in the corner. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Combo with the target combo. The jump in is denied. Hold your breath. Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Player one can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. They both back off to refocus. Who will make the first move? They don't need to go for anything big. Experience in there! Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump. Who's going to start things off? Box him with a target combo. Player two holding on to that corner advantage. The corner makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big. It's a good spot to use the supers. They must have a game plan here with a crit in there. Player one buried their opponent.
We currently have...
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Gotta do round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with the projectile. Blocks the jump in. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. What's going to follow the combo? Neither of them willing to back off here. Backs them into the corner. Player two is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. They can't keep track of these corners. Picks up the win with the counter hit. Looked like they were baiting their opponent into making a mistake. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player two kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Smart play with the throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Looking for a chance. A quick breather. They are really going at each other this round. The reads they make now will be key. What'll happen here? Anti-air in the clutch. Overhead. Aims for the shift. Getting up close and whips. They're wide open. Who's gonna take it? Comes off the tank and scores the win. Player two is a force to be reckoned with.
Here comes a new challenger.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. All right, first round. What's going to happen? Goes for the low kick. Picks up some damage with a long, reaching attack. Starts off zoning with fireballs. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Both sides looking for an opening. Who's gonna make a move? Player one has the life lead. There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Taking stock. Holds out with a block. Player two is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Fireball from very long range. What's next here? They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Feeling out the spacing. Jumps up. KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Shoryuken goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage. Saihasho fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Going in, full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Big stage blow, experiencing burnout. A real test of nerves here. This is gonna hurt. Player 1 can't use any drive boost. Whoa, critical art now? Did just what they were after. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Starts things off with a jump in. Tries to bait out a reaction to a fireball. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Escapes the corner. Does a good job escaping the corner. Who will set the bait at this range? This can lead to some big damage. What's that? Overhead attack. Player 2 still has a chance, but it's going to be an uphill battle. Somehow manages to block the jump in. Up and over. Player 1 is in a very good spot now. Tries to make something happen. A fireball at that range? Player 1 made some smart moves there. Great game. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. They're trading attacks. Pops them with a Shoryu. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Did well to get the buff in there. Gets the knockdown, and now uses a long-range attack there to zone them perfectly. The Fuha stopped to the brim. Look for them to turn up the heat now. Grabs them, knockdown. Shoots off a fireball up close. Taking stock. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Hits them with a stop and pop. Takes a trip. They were not cleared for takeoff. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Closes the gap. Are we going to nice counter? Jumps up. Player 1 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Goes for the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Still scrapping for control of the space. Hits him with a stop and pop. Smart play with the throw. Low heavy. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Uses their drive gauge. Looking for a hole. Closing moments of the match. One hit. Oh my god, they just choked it up. Impact squashed. Tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Excellent block. Both of them back off. They may be preparing for the final exchange. Burnout activates. Player 2 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. They got. How did they read that throw? They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. They back down to regroup. This may be the final push. Player 2 is in a baked it on the fireball. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match.
We currently have a player on a winning streak. We currently have a player.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Gotta do this. Come on. This will be a good fight. Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Oh, with the drive impact. Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Can they exploit this advantage? All in dangerous territory. Easy to get tagged at this range. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Throws up the fireball to check him. What's the play here? Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some. Heats it up with a combo into super. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Knockdown. Next hit closes out the round with a fireball. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Checking their reactions with a fireball? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Overdrive art decides to meet them in the air. Good judgment there. The low heavy instant. Ooh, what's this? What's gonna happen? There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Hits back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. This Shin Hashogaki is gonna sting. Manages to block the burnout activates. Drops them. Closes it out. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that window. Checks them with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Taking stock. Beautiful setup with that attack. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. From up above. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Burnout activate. Player 2 has KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Pokes with a medium kick. Jumps up. Goes for the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Flashes it. Going in, digs in deep to get that drive in. Player 1 is working, goes for the Shin Hashogaki. This is gonna be bad news. Both hurting for some drive games. Excellent block. No drive, burnout activates. Player 2, what's this Shinju Hado gonna do? This is gonna hurt. Whoa, critical art now? This is gonna kill, no doubt about it.
Sit down and shut up!
Flatline zone. Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. The drive impact is denied. Got their eye on the air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 1 chases them down. The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective gameplay. Their life is looking critical, and they can't let it get so. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Gets the jump in. Shoryuken. Jumps in. Throws them to negate the block. That throws you some good damage. Player 1 can build off this lead. They're in the corner and the beatdown continues. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner, brushes that off and keeps going. The player's looking to impress with this super, and they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal. Fireball pressure, trying to wear down the opponent. Scrambling here to avoid that corner. What's next? How did they anticipate that jump in? Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
comes a new challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Tries to bait him with the projectile. No good up high. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Knockdown. Takes him all the way to the corner with that. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Big counter. Taking stock. Shoots off a fireball up close. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner, experiencing burnout. Quick breather. Player one has depleted their drive hit. Gets the counter hit for the win. They're so good at whip punishing. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Got their eye on the air. Player two did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Can they stop this light lead from getting bigger? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Flashes him. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Genius read. Oh, the back and forth reads are unreal. Max F just goes for it at this range. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. In, real, Grandpa!
Bet that.
We have super arts on deck. There's still a chance to turn this around. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Oh, they think it turns out. What'll happen here? The projectile connects, not giving the opponent any chances. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Zones with the fireball. Manages to block the low. What now? Player two, low heavy. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Keeps him, connects with the throw. This is a bad situation to be in. Huge chance after that wall splat. Sets up with the jump in. Player one with the rhythm, owning that space. A real baits out the low kick. Tries to act quickly, but whisks the attack. Impact squashed. Adds a bit of OD spice. And hits them with a quick low kick. Player one showed they are truly the best of the best. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Combo with the target combo. The low kick connects. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. Saw that low heavy coming. All right. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Heading into the end game KO. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Is the fireball part of their corner game? Took him to the corner in a flash. Side switch in the corner. Going in. Their will to win is real. Burnout activates. Player two holding on to that KO. Player two proved to be the victor in that mirror match. They choose to run it back. Let's get right to it. Throws them. What's next? Anticipates the overhead. Saw that low heavy coming. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Escapes the corner to reset the situation. Player two in that dangerous burnout state. Knockdown. Shoots off a fireball up close. Taking stock. Life lead opens up. Good job blocking the jump in. they're showing us just how patient they can be. They're being... burnout activates! The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player one, hold it! He kept a close eye on the skies, and it paid off. Good reaction there. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Big exchange blow! Flashes him. Player one will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. What'll happen here? You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player two has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. The projectile connects, not giving the opponent any chances. Player one gained a hard-fought victory there.
A new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Deftly shuts out the jungle. The low is denied. Saw that low heavy coming. Tries to bait him with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump from it. Neither of them willing to back off. Blocks the low heavy. Can't tech the throw? Taking stock. Life lead opens up. They trade hits and now intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Immediate jumping. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. The jump-in is denied. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Gets them with the anti-air. They just said, get that jump-in out of here. Goes for the jump-in. Flashes him. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Going in, experiencing burnout. Clay tries to make something happen with an own in there. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Nails the anti-air. Deal some damage with that quick combo. Decent damage. What's next? Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strike. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Combo with the target combo. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistake. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. The low doesn't connect. Throws them. What's next? Good work staying in throw range there. Knockdown. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner here. Chops him with a Shoryu. Brushes that off and keeps going. Shoryu can. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Blocks the impact. Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. Checks with a medium kick. Barely blocks the jump in. What'll happen here? Fireball into the corner. They're trying to force the opponent into making a mistake. Going in, both fighters are trying to knock them out of the air. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? A fireball at that range? Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. It's low heavy, but no go. Baits out the low kick. Both fighters look to set things up as they continue to jostle for position. Low heavy with the solar plexus strike. Super art to show take advantage. Blocks the low kick. What are they gonna do? The low's blocked. Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Presses for a reaction, drops them from the air. Jump! Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Connects with the throw. Amazing! Super to show them what a PhD in fighting can do for you. They're gonna teach you a lesson here. You play with fire and you're gonna get burned.
Bet that.
Ugh, take a seat. Medium kick. Back, sets up with the jump in. Oh, the throw connects. I can't believe it. This is it. This is a critical moment. Do they have what it takes to steal the round here? Dump! Player 2 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that.
Here comes a new challenger.
It's a mirror match. There's gonna be a lot of pride on the line for this one.
Gotta do this. Come on. Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Almost had it, but he gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Player 2 has them legit shook in the corner. Trips them up. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Knockdown. Tries to keep the... Gets him. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes for the jump in to start. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening, a quick breather. Hits him with a stopping block. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Ooh, you never know what can happen. Drops him hard. Hits the drive. Big drive gap now. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 can't use raw critical. What's gonna happen? This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Ah! Sit down and shut up! Flatline zone. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with.
We currently have a player on a winning streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Time to play.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. There's a corner switch. Player 1 has the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strike. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Taking stock. Player 2 chases them down. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Time to do some damage after that wall splat. Takes a trip. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Picks up the win with the projectile. Good read. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes with a projectile for their opening shot. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Just moments ago, we saw some very solid pressure against the wall. That's how you close out games. It's so hard to fight back against that. Whiffs the impact. Miss your mark with an impact and you're open to a punish. Big throws. Side hustle to start something? Looking for a chance. G-right kick for a mix-up. A quick breather. This is the low kick hit. Close range. Burnout activates. KO. Player one took no time to finish that fight. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Good parry here to try and make something happen. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Player one with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Player one chases them down. Trips them up. Neither of them willing to back off here. They can open up this round big by converting this punish counter. Did well to get the buff in there. Fires off in overdrive. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. The jump in is denied. Sure you can? Taking stock. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Ends with a projectile. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Drive time! Are we going to see some fireworks here? Pops him with a shorty. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Hits him with a stop and bomb. Bumps up. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Knockdown and the low heavy's blocked. Drive gauge gap here. What's the next move? They gotta press here to take advantage of this drive gap. This is a tough situation to be in with no drive for both fighters. Burnout activates. Drive in back misses. How will they utilize this? Took a strong critical. What's gonna happen? Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Jin, Ryu, Ripper. Player uses their drive gauge. Both of them back off. What are you jumping in for? Player one was an absolute beast in that match.